This recording is about our syllabus and how to navigate yourself within Canvas during the process of learning. And I hope that by this particular point in time in the semester, you have already read the syllabus. What I intend to do is just to give you some highlight about what you need to know about the requirement for the courses. What you are seeing on the screen now is the student view of the Canvas. And I believe this is what you are seeing now when you log into UIS Canvas system. As you probably can see that I have already a welcome message in the announcement area that have been posted on the first day of our class. Now, the best way, in my ideal way of learning, is that throughout the semester, you will be followed mostly in the module that if you can see on the Canvas system. If you click on the module, you will see all kinds of course-related material, including assignment. And in the future, you will see your exam and quizzes as well. All right, so before I jump into this learning module, and which I will not do in this particular recording, we let's take a look at the syllabus first. Now, to access the syllabus, there are two ways to access the syllabus. Under the module page, you can see there is a segment called course information or learning module we call course information. You can find a hard copy, which is in Word format. You can download the hard copy from here. But more sophisticatedly, that if you want to read the syllabus on your, say, cell phone, the best way to read the syllabus is probably from the syllabus page on the Canvas. So if you click on the syllabus page on the Canvas, you will see that the syllabus is already formatted in a web page format and posted in here. Now, before I go into the important point about the syllabus, let me try to make an announcement toward the policy of the syllabus. In particular, the schedule that you will be seeing on the syllabus may subject to change because as I mentioned in my welcome video, this is still a very new courses that I'm developing. So a lot of assignment, new material will be updated continuously throughout the semester. So please bear with me. And as you can see that I have the contact information here already. You have phone number, email, as well as the Canvas system we can use for communication. Regarding the virtual meeting tools, at UIS UIS Campus for online learning purpose, we actually have 3, 4 different options. Option number one is the well, you can say the traditional one. You might have other professors use that in your previous semester. That is the Skype for Business. So if you are familiar with that, you can actually use that to access the second option that we're going to be using. It's called a Zoom. And the university has adopted Zoom ever since March this year because of the pandemic. And I found that the Zoom is a much more user-friendly communication tool. So we are going to be using Zoom as the major face-to-face meeting sort of tool in this particular semester. Unlike a remote teaching tool, a teaching class, and this is an online class, we do not have a scheduled synchronized face-to-face time. But as I written in the syllabus here, that I want to give you some interaction that we can use Zoom or other tools. And in particular, that when we have an assignment about to due, I will give you an opportunity to talk to me directly so I can resolve some of the problems you might not be able to resolve. So in that regard, we're going to be using the second option I mentioned earlier for face-to-face meeting. It's called a Zoom. Our first Zoom meeting will be the day before our first assignment due. And later when we get to the schedule, you will learn that the first assignment will be due on June 7th. No, I'm sorry, June 8th. So the first meeting will be on June 7th. And June 7th is a Sunday. I plan to have this particular meeting scheduled at about 7 o'clock in the evening. I believe not everybody can attend the synchronized session. If you cannot attend, that is perfectly fine. I will always record the office hour. And if you have any question regarding not only the first assignment, please join our session, especially the first session, to, well, maybe know each other, show each other your video camera so we can know each other better. The third option for the online meeting, which is something that you can see on the left-hand side of your Canvas menu, there is a link called Conference. So you go into Conference, once in a while, actually, you know what, you will see a link. Earlier today, I tried to experiment with this Conference option within Canvas, and I sort of like uh, not very familiar with the interface, so we will probably not using this particular feature. Now, regarding where do you find the Zoom conference, the answer is, give me a second, I will bring up the screen real quick. Now, the answer is that you can find that under syllabus section. I believe I put, well, actually, no, sorry. It's not under syllabus section. It's under the module section. You will find that there is a communication page within the first module called the course information. I have this office hour or office online office hour through Zoom. So this will be the link that we're going to be using to have office hour online. And I'll keep this static, and this is my Zoom account. So if you go in there, you can actually go in there anytime, but the problem is you might not find anybody there, and you may be black out the Zoom. So when a scheduled Zoom meeting is going to be happening, I will email you and put announcement to the Canvas. Tentatively, I like to put all these schedule under a new module. I will call this online office hour schedule. And so when you see a new module coming up in the learning module in Canvas, that's where you're going to be going for, and click on the link to join the meeting. All right, so let's go back to the syllabus, and let me point out a few important things about the syllabus that you need to know. First of all, the requirement. And there are a lot of things talking about what we're going to be learning, textbook, and so on and so forth. Really not, you can read those yourself, including the supporting material. And what I want to emphasize here is how are you going to be passing or doing great, earning good grade in this particular semester. You have to pay attention to the course requirement. Course requirements are the component that will be count toward your final grade. There are, even though it look like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points on the course requirement, you have only actually 3, because the second bullet point there says practice quizzes. Those are not going to be counted. You have the grading component, including the assignment, the exams, um, and final project. So project, assignment, exam are the 3 components that we count toward your final grade. So you have to emphasize or pay attention to the 3 components there. So let's start with the assignment. Assignments are, tentatively, I have about 5 to 6 assignments. And even though that you see there, the weekly assignment accounted for 100 points. At the end of the semester, you may find that we have probably fewer than that, or roughly equal to 100 points. But regardless of whatever happening, you will have about 5 to 6 assignments that you're going to be having in the summer session that we are having now. And most of the assignment will be following the technical tutorial I'll be building for you. You will be seeing the first technical tutorial in the second week, which is next week. This particular week, you have 1 assignment, and that assignment I will use another video to talk about, and we can actually meet together on Sunday to learn more about that particular assignment. The second component are the 3 exams. The exam in a regular semester will be closed book, and I usually require online student to select a proctor or proctoring center for this particular purpose. But because in this very special semester that we are having, I decided the exam will be open book. But there is a catch about this open book exam. Now, the open book exam does not mean that you do not need to be preparing for the exam. You still need to be learn some of the material before you go to the exam. Otherwise, you will be failing the exam. The most important thing about the open book exam is that I'm going to be shorten the time of the exam from 2 hours to 1 hour, and the exam will be open to you on the Canvas, but there will be a password protected open book exam. Once you enter the password, enter the exam, and you have limited time. Because you have limited time, you have to somehow prepare the material advance, familiar where are the materials that you can find. In that case, that so that you can perform well in the exam. The exam material will mainly coming from your practice exam or practice quizzes. When the exam come, I will give you more review information. But long story short, to prepare for your open book exam in the summer session, the most important thing to do is to take the practice quizzes and follow our weekly learning module closely. Then you need to know what linking module that we are using and what kind of information you can get from my lecture and what textbook information you need to learn before you go into the exam. Finally, the project assignment. The project assignment is, well, in the past will be a group assignment, and I intend to probably keep it that way. We have about 10 to 12 students in the summer session. So if you can find each other in the social forum, try to form a project group. You can start working on the project probably after end of June, beginning of July. You have about three or 4 weeks to finish up your project. The project will not be very difficult. It will be something sort of like a everything you learn from your assignment, you put it together, become your project. So don't need to worry too much about it. If you follow the assignment process, you'll be able to work on the project. So altogether, three component assignment and three exam and find one project altogether 300 point will determine your final grade. And there is a sort of like a grade range that I kind of tentatively set up here to tell you how many points you can get to get an A. But in general, if you get 90% or more, you get a. You get 88%, you get about A minus. Even though the percentage I use there is 92% A, 90% A minus, and so on and so forth. Usually at the end of the semester, I look at the participation everybody has through either taking quizzes or post message on the discussion forum or submit the assignment on time. Based on those small information, I'll give you a little bit bonus point. There's no need to ask for bonus assignment or anything. Just follow the class material. You'll get bonus point for your grade. And finally, to look at the syllabus, the last most important thing is check the schedule of the summer session that we have under the syllabus, and in particular, see when the exam will be taking place and when the assignment will be due. Say, for example, in the first module, module 1A and 1B on the syllabus, both of them are given in the first week, which is until this Friday, very quickly. It will be ending the module 1A and 1B. Now, the reason that we have like two modules in 1 week is because we have a summer session. Usually, this course is scheduled for a 16 weeks semester. So you have to be very quickly getting to 1A as well as 1B and start working on your first assignment. Do look at the first assignment because the first assignment is due next Monday. It will be a very generic assignment and read the assignment first, and we'll talk about the assignment on Sunday and to see how you can do it well. And we'll have a discussion after you submit the assignment to learn more from this particular assignment. The second thing that on the schedule you want to pay attention to is that exam. The first exam will be scheduled on I actually already have some of the date in mind. It will be over the weekends of June 19 to June 21st or 22nd. June 19 is, I believe it's a Friday if I remember correctly. So after June 19, you have completed module 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, and 3B, and you can take the exam. And when we get into the second week, I'll spend a little more time I'll let you know what you can expect in December. For now, that you have to be ready that psychologically on roughly about June 19 to 22nd, you need to take the exam. It's open book, so you have to schedule a time over that weekend. I schedule, well, I'll probably give you a little bit range between like Friday to Monday, maybe a little bit more to Tuesday, but I don't want you to delay it too much because after that we have another module, another exam. Altogether we have 3 exams. So we want to do that in a more time sensitive on time format. So pay attention to those two schedules. Now for the rest of the summer, do take a look at the schedule of second exam, third exam, and so on and so forth, and check with your personal schedule to see if you need to do anything or if you need to request some sort of extension deadline. If you have those need, please to let me know ahead of time. And I think those are the two most important things I want you to know from the syllabus. And go ahead and start learning. In another video, I'll tell you what to look for and how do you use our module to learn in this particular online class. Until next time, see you.